Welcome to the Tennis Warehouse shoe review of the Wilson Rush Pro 4.5. The Rush Pro line from Wilson has developed a reputation for high levels of support, stability, and comfort. This Rush Pro 4.5 builds off of the 4.0 with improvements to the ventilation, support, and even more comfort than before. Large hole mesh in the front of the shoe helps increase breathability, while a tighter mesh towards the heel gives more support. The midsole cushioning is a combination of Energy Cell and RDST Plus for a smooth ride and rebound as you stride. A medial drag pad adds durability for those hard court sliders, and the outsole is made from Wilson's Duralast rubber compound for maximum traction on a variety of court surfaces.
I found a really comfortable ride in these Wilson shoes. There was a lot of cushioning under my heels especially, so very comfortable when I was coming down from overheads or anytime I was sprinting around the court. Really nice padding under the heels of my feet. And then in the forefoot, I thought it was a good blend of a very cushioned and plush feeling ride, but also I felt connected to the court, so I was in control of my movement at all times. The fit is, I would say, a true medium. I have a kind of a skinny foot, so I wore 2 pairs of socks just to fill out these shoes. And that's pretty much my go-to anyway in most shoes. And again, the uppers flex really nicely, moved my feet very well, so I got good heel-to-toe transition, good flex from the uppers, no rubbing, no poking, no pinching or anything like that. They breathed well as well, so comfort was the premium performance aspect for these shoes for me. Traction was good too. I felt like I had a good blend of grip and give. Outsoles make a nice squeak to them, so I could hear my footwork working underneath me, and I felt like I could sprint around the court really well in these. Unfortunately, durability was a bit of a knock on the outsoles. I wore through under my big toe on my right foot very quickly. That's my high wear area. I tend to drag that on any close stance forehand, on all serves, and so the shoes took a bit of a beating there, quicker than I would expect from a durability kind of shoe like this Rush Pro is. But apart from that, I thought the ride was great, the traction was great, and the level of cushioning was superb. So fun play test for me.
So for me, the biggest highlight for this shoe was its ventilation. It's really breathable. I remember walking outside with it and I could feel the breeze on my toes as well. So that's really, really nice, especially for this heat. Also, I found this shoe was a bit lighter for, especially for a shoe that is backed up with a 6-month outsole durability guarantee. Those shoes tend to be a bit more chunkier and a bit more heavier. So I found this a bit more lighter weight. I wouldn't call this the lightest weight, but definitely for something that is backed up a warranty, quite light. I've used the older version, the 4.0, back in the day, and they have changed the lacing from it. So they went back into the traditional way of lacing it. Back in the day, they used to have it around the loops here. So now it's a bit more secure, going back to the traditional way of doing it. It's feel a bit more secure, a bit more locked in, which I really liked. Overall, I would go on to say this is the shoe of the summer. If you're looking for something really breathable, really secure, I wouldn't look further than the Rush Pro 4.5s.
I too was named to the Wilson Rush Pro 4.5. I really enjoyed this playtest overall. Obviously, I'm not the youngest player on the playtest squad, so I really appreciate more than a sufficient amount of midsole cushioning underneath the heels and balls of my feet. So the theme for me was comfort and support all the way. I definitely noticed the kind of the wider gaps in the mesh openings up towards the front of the shoe. Kind of reminds me of an open string pattern. You've got a more dense kind of closure in the back, so I definitely got all the ventilation and more than I need for this shoe. Overall traction was pretty good. During this playtest, unrelated to the shoe, I did experience a minor injury to my Achilles, so I really wasn't able to aggressively put the start stops and test the shoe out. So my shoes didn't show quite as much wear as the other playtesters, but again, the traction on any court was stellar. Weight-wise, I don't think there was anything official posted yet. Mine at size 11 came in a little over 15 ounces, so I would say it is definitely a supportive theme shoe. I never felt like it was clunky at all, so overall I would just call it a meat and potatoes shoe. Add in the outsole warranty, I would say this is definitely a top-notch option.
The first thing I noticed when playtesting this Rush Pro 4.5 was the glove-like fit and support, and also the overall comfort. I was really impressed by that. It has the EndoFit technology, which is kind of like a booty or an internal sleeve, and it hugs your foot like a glove. It feels great. I got no unwanted pinching or rubbing inside the shoe. So just really, really good from a comfort standpoint on that. When it came to the midsole, so the cushioning under my foot, I would say it was mediocre. It wasn't bad by any means. I had, pretty comfortable, smooth landings. But for more stability, kind of mid-weight shoe, I typically would just want a little bit beefier, more cushioned midsole for my taste, but not a big knock. And then like touched on by the other play testers, great ventilation. I thought the toe area had good protection from dragging. The outsole, I liked it for traction, but I did notice, like Chris, it sort of wore down, kind of chafed the outer layer fairly quickly, but it does have that durability guarantee. So all in all, great breathability, great comfort, and I love the internal sleeve support. And that wraps up our play test of the Wilson Rush Pro 4.5. For more information on these shoes or anything tennis related, be sure to head to Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.